In this episode, Fred talks about a super special doll for the Lunar New Year and his embarrassing Lunar New Year stories.
Hello, everyone. This is Durf. I am finally back from the States. So nice to meet everyone. I know in the past I have talked about doing more of these videos and I missed the mark. I haven't been on for the last 2 or 3 months. But I had a legitimate reason. I was very busy in the States and now I'm finally back. So I'm going to start again. And I am still trying to reach that goal. I have to work harder, of course, to give a at least once a month, a monthly update on progress. So in those monthly episodes, we are going to talk about, of course, one of the always the questions are when our dolls are going to ship because there's always all these delays. So the least we can do is always update you on what our latest status are so that the question's not in the air. And also, in these episodes, maybe I can talk about what we are planning in the future. I cannot spill the whole bag, but maybe I can talk a little bit about things that we're planning to do. And also, hoping that in these episodes, we can have some kind of interaction where you can ask questions and I can answer some of those questions. Um, and also talk about, we have a main topic every time. And this time, we're going to talk about Chinese New Year and Ada because next week is Chinese New Year, and also Ada. Well, thank you. I think it's sold very well and it's sold very fast. So thank you everyone for that. But it seems like it's quite popular. So we're going to talk about Chinese New Year, and which is one of the biggest festivals in China. It's like the Thanksgiving or the Christmas in America, and it's where everyone comes in to meet for where everyone goes home in Thanksgiving, everyone goes home in Chinese New Year. But sadly, I have to go to Germany for work. I'm going to a convention, I think called Spielwassen in Nuremberg. I forgot the name, but something like that. But nonetheless, I'll still talk about Chinese New Year and why it means so much to Chinese and also about this doll. So, all right to the shipping updates. We have Ada over there, our Chinese New Year doll again. She has been shipped already. So probably some of you have already gotten her. And then we have Polly here, our collaboration with Yana from Wixana's Dollhouse. And she is being shipped right now. And then we also definitely have Tom and Maisie, our new Valentine's doll. And they are also being shipped right now. And we got a lot of questions. If this Tom looks like our Tom Ruby Rep from Facebook, my colleague, the answer is no. And if the question is who looks better, well, if you bought the doll, then definitely the doll looks better. But in the future, if you ever meet the Tom Ruby Red or the real Tom, my colleague, right? Don't ever say that. Say that, yep, Fred said he looks much better because, sometimes you go to work, you want to make sure that, um, he doesn't have a bad opinion of me. So, yeah, thank you for that. But, yeah, so for our shipping updates, that's all. And then now for, what we have been developing for the future, I'll say a few. So we have some mini dolls that are coming out. So remember, we have the mini version of Sarah, Hannah, and Bella. And we are planning to have 2 or 3 more this year. They are already developed, and we're just finding the right time to launch them. And also, on top of my head, there is another doll that's very exciting. We are working with a very famous doll designer, and she's actually very famous, and she specializes in doll clothing. And we're so excited to work with her, and it's going to launch very soon. So we're very excited for that. Okay, but back to our main topic today. We have Ada, of course, our Chinese New Year doll, and yep, we're talking about Chinese New Year today. So Ada is a very special doll that is designed by my mom and with the help of her long, long friend. Actually, I think they've been friends for 50 years, Jan. First of all, my mom sculpted this new face as a new sculpt. I think it looks elegant. And Jan is a great pattern maker, and they go way back, my mom and Jan. and they always talk about how to like make costumes better, how to make dresses better. And if all of you still remember, there's Camellia and Lavender that we did 1 year for Christmas dolls. Yep. Jen worked with my mom on that. So they use a technique called 3D draping. It basically uses patterns on a real doll and put the papers together so that it forms a dress instead of just doing it in a flat sheet of 2D of making a dress. So by doing that, they actually try to always find ways to use lesser cloth, but also giving better effects. So if you look at those dresses, including Camellia and Lavender, you can see that it's very fluffy. It has a lot of volume, right? But it's not heavy because some of the wedding dresses are like very fluffy and elegant, but then they're very heavy. But those dresses, because of the way they put the patterns, that they do it in a way that shows their fluffiness, but so that they use less material and it's light. So as a whole, it becomes more elegant. And yep, so this is a very special collaboration that they make together, and of course, Jan's work is always great. And we hope that we can see next version of them. I don't know when that will be, but they're friends, so I'm not surprised if they'd have another one soon. They've known each other for 50 years, and yeah, but they're still 20 years old, of course. I'm even older than my mom. Okay, anyway, but that's beside the point. And so also for Ada, we have these little red flowers here, because flowers is a big thing in China. It gives a lot of symbolism for, especially in Chinese New Year. So uh, in Chinese New Year, actually, everyone goes home, and what I mean goes home is like they fly over a place to get home. And so like Christmas and Thanksgiving, a lot of people fly from their East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast back to home and meet everyone, sit in the same table, have turkey, have pumpkin pie, and in Christmas put a Christmas tree and stockings and all that. In China, yep, everyone flies home too. And they put up flowers and they put a lot of like red packets and all the things like that. So um, my mom is from Shanghai, and of course that means a lot of her relatives, especially extended family. When my extended family, it's not just like just grandpa, grandma, but what I'm talking about is like first, second cousins, and third cousins. So that big of a family. So I remember when I was young, I go back and I easily meet more than 100 people over 3 days, and they just come and I say like hi, 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 and my mom keeps like, okay, say hi to my first cousin, say hi to my second cousin, and I'm like, I won't remember all of them. I'll say hi. I'll just say hi, hi, uncle, hi, auntie, and then they're like, okay, great, 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 and then the greatest part is, of course, they all give you like this little red packet with a little money inside, and then you run away rich. So that's one of the great part. It was very cold. I didn't like the cold at all. Um, yeah, I come from Hong Kong, from the tropics area, and then going back to Shanghai, it's like snowing, it's like icy, and besides, well, the money was good, but of course not so much the cold, the yeah, how cold it is. But anyway, we're talking about flowers, right? And so there's a Chinese saying called "Hua Kai Fu Gui." It's something that we say like Happy New Year, or like wish you like good luck, good fortune for next year. It also is like a nice thing saying that hoping that when the flowers bloom, you will have a lot of wealth and a lot of fortune. So flowers, yeah, mean a lot in Chinese New Year. So besides that, actually, yeah, in our Shanghai house, we actually have other flowers to put up. So there is the peach blossom. So peach blossom is this flower right here, and by having in the house, what it's supposed to do is it wishes the whoever's in the house that they will nurture good relationships as in friendships, work relationships, but I think more importantly and more common is actually relationships with the other half. And so what's funny is actually when I was young, my mom like she was very firm on not putting this flower in the house where everybody else puts, because um, she didn't want my dad to have other kind of good relationships with other people. But after I grew up, and she saw that I'm single, and she wants a grandkid, and then suddenly she keeps on buying more and more peach blossoms, and she adds more as the year, like as the time goes. So, yep, I'm probably going to see a lot this year, but of course I'll be in Germany. So, anyway, so there's the peach blossom and there's the narcissus. Don't mistake it with narcissist. I was actually surprised because I only know the Chinese name, and today I found out that the English name of it, um, and it's narcissus. I have to be very careful. But yeah, it's nothing like even close to narcissist. It's not narcissism, but it's a very nice flower that only blooms during like usually around the New Year's. And if you can get it blooming on the New Year day, that's even better. So supposedly, it gives like when it blooms, it gives like this flower say like good health, good wealth, and so yeah, this is a very special flower there, and we have it all around the house in China and the peach blossom. There's also other kinds of flowers. I don't remember the names, but I should. But yeah, you have a lot of flowers in the house. And what else do we do? Yeah, besides meeting all, like the 100 people over 3 days, right? They come in, droves, and you say hi to everyone. We also try to have a good meal together. And there is a very, very distinct memory, not the nicest one, but a very vivid memory is that um, there was one dinner where we were planning to have a hot pot. So hot pot is like when you have a big pot in the middle, and then there's of course, some kind of stove at the bottom where it heats up, and then you put all kinds of food inside, and then you can choose what food you like to put in, and then you just get it out and eat, and it's really tasty. But that one year, of course, we have like that night probably like 40 or 50 relatives over, and then again, it was Shanghai, it was frigid, it was cold, and me from Hong Kong, I hated cold. And so I was, in layers, and I still felt cold. And there, I just wanted to stay indoors. I didn't even want to go outdoors when I was young. And then that day, I remember vividly that my dad insisted that we move out to the garden, to the yard to eat. And he specifically bought, like, those portable gas stoves and put on the table through there. I was like, why? It's so cold outside. Like, that can I just eat in, right? You can, like, because we have like 3 to 4 stoves with 3 to 4 pots, right? So you can move 3 of them out and move one of and then like my mom's like, no, no, you have to follow your dad. Your dad says go out, we have to go out. I was like, but it's cold, it doesn't make sense, right? And my dad, like, so he's like, no, don't worry, just come out. Look, I got these really fancy things called the patio heaters. Now I know what them are, but back then I didn't know what they were. It's like, what are those things, right? So he stuck them up and it's like, yeah, let's go there and it's going to be warm, right? But I was, so I don't know, like terrified of being cold and outside, and I grudgingly got out, and then, to be fair, I think it was a little warm, but definitely not as warm as indoors. But I had that, I felt that I was forced out, and I felt that, um, why are you forcing me to do things I don't want to, right? So I was out there. I managed to stay for 5 minutes, like, okay, that's it. I don't want to eat anymore. So I just ran and went into my room. And despite my parents coming after me, like, no, I'm not happy. I don't want to do it. But um, yeah, that was not the best memory I had, but it was a memory. It seems minor, but yeah, it was a story that I had. I don't know why I went into that, but okay, let's go back to our Ada. So let's talk about something else. All right. So besides the flowers, we have more things that symbolizes more things, more good fortunate things in China. In China, so we have the gold pendant here, and we have this gold fan here. And of course, I think it's universal, right? Gold is universally welcome. Everyone wants to have more gold. And to have that color or to give something in Chinese New Year means that you are also wishing them for good health and good wealth, right? Again. And so, yep, to exemplify that point, That's why we chose to have the gold pendant right here. And then we also have this little gold fan, which doesn't fan very well. There's holes inside, but yeah, it's of course the symbolism that's really important and how what comes with it on wishing each other like have a lot of money next year. And also on here, there's a little bird here. It's like a magpie. So magpies are very, very symbolic animal in China, especially for Chinese New Year. And also for good fortune for next year. And besides the magpie, another one that is really common is the pig. So in Chinese New Year, usually have a Chinese New Year feast, either in for lunch or for dinner. We have serve like a big roasted like suckling pig. It looks something like this, and so it's like in Christmas you have like turkey, and in Thanksgiving where yeah you also have the turkey. So in China you have the this pig, right? And I remember 2 or 3 years ago I actually made that pig, and I brought it to the office. Um, And yeah, for those who of you who don't know, actually, I think a lot of you know, I don't cook very well. But do you all have that? For those who don't cook very well, don't you always have that feeling like when you have friends over and you have to have that like s- pressure that you have to produce something that is good on the dinner table, right? And so my logic is okay. You know how in the States, where a lot of people like, serve like a big rack of steaks like that is like grilled in the stove and it comes out it's like all fabulous and then, it can feed 5 to 10 people, right? So my logic is I want to do something like that, right? And cake is the answer because why do I want to learn 5 or 6 dishes that can serve 5 to 10 people, like pies and salads and whatnot? Why not just learn something easy that one dish you can feed 5 to 10 different people, right? So that's why I made that. And it comes out, it's elegant, it's like whole pig here, and like people can be like, wow, right? Which is exactly what happened on 2 or 3 years ago. I brought it to the office. That morning, um, I came late to work, or more like I worked at home in the morning, like on Zoom on meetings, because in my office we didn't have an oven. So I of course, baked it at home. Um, at first, I so my pig was different from the traditional Chinese one. I made it like more like a Spanish way, a Spanish suckling pig. I brined it for 24 hours, and then after that, I baked it, and I put lemon, rosemary, garlic, and cloves or sage, and I battered it with butter and lard, right, for every 30 to 40 minutes. And yeah, I left my home at 11:30 with the pig while it's still warm because the lunch was around at 12:15 to 12:30. So I wanted to serve it warm, and again we didn't have oven in the office. So yep, I made it, and then like I was totally expecting everyone like, wow, Fred, you can cook, right? And so I put it like nicely on the chopping board, and then like I wrapped it around, and like I make sure like that everything looks like elegant and nice, and I can just put it on the table. So I put it in the car, and then I drove all the way here, and then as I was going to get the pig, I found out that all the juices spilled over, and it got into the seats, right? And then of course, my reaction was, okay, first, should I clean the car first? But the other side got the better of me, and I think that I should clean the car later because the pig is still warm and it's best served warm. So I thought that I should bring the pig up, like to and then serve to everybody. And I was so sure that it was going to like whoop everyone off their, I mean, off their bottoms. Um, uh, yep. So because it's warm, I don't want to make it cold and then serve it to them, and they're like, "Oh, Fred, you're such a bad cook" or something, right? And yeah, it had the intended effect. Everyone loved it. But by the time we're finished, yeah, it actually looks. Here's a picture of that. It's already nearly finished, but here's a picture of the pig. It looks better when it came out first, but everyone liked it. Everyone loved it, and then after that, then I had to go to the car to clean. and that's will be like an hour or 2 hours later. And so there are a lot of things already soaked in the seed. And then um, I had to, use baking powder, detergent, and I was cleaning, and yep, it smelled like pork for the next 3 or 4 days. So, but it was worth it because now I'm known that everyone knows that I'm a good cook, which I'm actually not. So, well, yeah, yeah. All right, so on to other parts. Right here we also have the shoes. It's a traditional Chinese shoes. So it looks beautiful and looks elegant, and we think it goes very well with it. It's not necessarily something we wear in Chinese New Year, but because we think it looks so nice, it goes right. That's why we chose this kind of shoes. And then we also have this Chinese little hair bun right here. So this is also something that has been around for many years, for a few hundred years, right? It's a traditional Chinese bun. It's not easy to make because you have to put the braids and put them all together in a bun. And we also, it's not something we have to do in Chinese New Year either, but we think it adds a little something to this doll. So that's why we did it. And yeah, I think that's Ada and where all these things come all together from Chinese New Year. So there you have it. Our monthly update, or what my colleagues want to call it, the Frupdate. Yep. Okay, we can call it Frupdate. And yep, I hope you like this video. Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, I forgot this. So yeah, yeah, I have to mention this. So remember in the start of the video, I'm talking about things we're developing on. This is also something we're developing on. It's the happy birthday doll. So in here, it's because we don't have a doll for this special occasion. So anyone who is interested to give a gift to someone, you could buy one of these. There's a card inside. You can put your personalized message. And there is a gift inside for also the special recipient. So this will come out very soon. It should be launching very soon, right? Yeah, it should be launching very soon. So stay tuned for that. We're going to yeah, cover more of that later. But anyway, let's go back. Yep. Thank you for joining this episode of Frupdate. And there's a little more thing that my colleagues, I don't know why they're doing to me, but they suggested me to do it. Is that so okay, here it goes. So if we get 50 likes on this video, I am supposed to answer a question from all of you. That question could be anything from secrets to, I don't know, something personal about me, and I swear I have to answer it truthfully. So please go easy on me. And of course it cannot be inappropriate. It cannot be like no totally non-doll related. And don't also ask about my colleagues. You can ask about me, of course, but I'll try to answer it. So how it's going to happen is if we have 50 likes in this video and we ask each of you to leave one question in the form of a comment. So leave a comment below, one question per person. And then once you put it down, um, whichever comment or whichever question gets the most like, I will answer that question next time. So uh, okay, thank you everyone. Please, again, like, subscribe, and share this with everyone. And be easy on me. Thank you.